Hi there. My name remains Chine Obi. I am a registered nurse and a positive mindset advocate. Yes, I help women live a steady, healthy, emotional, and a positive lifestyle. So today I'm going to digress a little bit. So we're going to discuss today about the 5 stages of grief. Grief, as we all know, it's not what anybody prays to go through, a loss of somebody, a loved one. Sometimes we do not realize what this implies until we tend to lose somebody close to our hearts. That is when we actually appreciate what, or tend to appreciate what others go through during their own times. Yes, I'm a nurse, and yes, we go through these things. We tend to see dead bodies often and on, we dress them up and all that, but the feeling is actually different when it has to do with somebody close to your heart. Yes, and I've had my own fair share of a loss. I've lost a baby and I've lost a dad. Yes, my dad. So it's actually a whole lot different from when it has to do with you, your personal person. So today I'll just give a rundown of 5 stages of grief. I might not be able to explain it in depth, but probably in the next video I'll try as much as possible to do that. The 5 stages of grief, you can actually get to do this with the acronym of DABDA. D-A-B-D-A. D-A-B-D-A. DABDA. That will actually help you remember it fast. DABDA actually stands for D for denial, A for anger, B for bargaining, D for depression, and A for acceptance. So let me just quickly do a rundown about these 5 stages. The 5 stages of grief. First is denial. Like when you're told you lost somebody, especially when it's somebody close to you, and probably you just spoke with that person not quite long, or maybe in a few days ago, you saw the person a few days ago. At first, when you say hear it, you'll be like, no, it's not true, it's a lie, that kind of thing. If it's somebody very close to you, see that this feeling tends to linger. Sometimes when you remember when that thought comes to you, you shudder, and you'll be like, tell yourself, no, it's not true. You live in denial. Even when everybody's there, you say, no, the person is not gone, the person is sleeping, or the person did this, or you keep seeing that person in your dreams, this type of things. You tend to live in denial. Then there is anger. Some people, because of this thing, they tend to start displaying a large extent of anger. Their emotions go wild. They tend to throw tantrums and all that around, just in a bid to hold back or carry their grief. Then there is bargaining. You find yourself being like, is it true? Did this just happen? This thing I heard, is it true? Or you ask somebody, is it true? Like you keep bargaining, like you want to try to bargain that if it's true or if it's not true, or try to tell yourself off it and all that. Then there is another D, that's depression. This stage, so many people do not go away from it. The anger stage. For every of these stages, there are people who tend not to, if you don't receive care or you don't have a support system around you, this thing might actually go to a full-blown emotional or mental disorder if not handled properly. Some people tend not to be able to go over this thing in the long run, so they need support system at all times. The depression aspect, you see that person could go into frustration, having suicidal thoughts, tendency or attempts, and some other things, some other mental disorders. Then there's the acceptance phase. This is when you now accept your fate, accept whatever it is the loss is, and try to prompt yourself to go ahead with life. These stages are not to be told with. Sometimes it leaves the person to be or to find him or herself in a psychiatric home. So we should try as much as possible, when you see someone going through a grievance period, please try as much as possible to be very supportive as much as you can. It's not enough to just throw words at them. Try as much as possible to be supportive and be by them, because grief is not an easy thing to go by. It only takes a strong-willed person to go by. So Thank you very much for sticking with me today. Do have a lovely day. Bye.